morning, quilting friends. It's Carolina Moore, and I'm here on the Stitchin Heaven YouTube channel, and I'm going to talk to you about the Strippy Star Ruler by Creative Grids. It is one of my favorite rulers, and if you haven't tried this yet, I'm going to show you exactly how it works and how fun and simple it is to make really great stars using this Strippy Stars tool. You ready? Let's get started. So this is the Strippy Stars tool by Creative Grids, and it is such a fun looking tool. It looks kind of like a ninja star, and it has all kinds of markings on it, just like our traditional Creative Grids rulers do. It also has that great Creative Grids grippy. To get started with the tool, you want to know what size star you're going to make. So I'm going with the 2.5 inch finished. And 2.5 inch finished doesn't mean that the star is 2.5 inch finished. It means that each of the 3 segments is 2.5 inches finished. So 2.5 plus 2.5 is 5, plus 2.5 is 7.5. So my finished star is going to be 7.5 inches wide when it's finished in the quilt. So that means it'll square up to 8 inches with the seam allowance before it's in the quilt. And if that sounded confusing at all, don't worry, we're gonna go through it and it's not hard. Okay, so we have all these sizes here that tell us based on what finished size squares we want on our 9-patch star, what size squares we need to cut and what size strips we need to cut. And for even larger stars, it goes to 3 inch, 3.5 inch, 4 inch, and 4.5 inch finished. So if you wanted a 4 inch finished, that would be a 12 inch finished quilt block. So this will make great 12 inch finished stars as well. So today we're doing the 2.5 inch finished. So I needed to cut 3 inch squares and 2 inch strips, and that's what I did. And for your squares, you will want 9 squares in whatever your background color is. And your strips are going to be in whatever your star point colors are. So I have 9 squares here. One more. There we go. I have 9 squares. And my star points are going to be on these 4. Now, I can have my star points on these 4 with a center square that matches my star points, or I can have my star points floating with a background square in the middle, or you can choose a third color for your center if you want as well. I'm going to have my star points and my star center the same. So I have 8 squares on the outside and 1 square in the middle that's the same as my star point strips. Now these 4 are going to be my star points, and it really doesn't matter which 4 I pick because they're all the exact same, but I need 4 of my background for my star strips. So this is where this Strippy Star tool comes in, and this is the magic that it does. We're going to use these lines, these sides on the ruler, to draw lines on our squares. So you want to use your favorite fabric marking pen, and I like a blue or chalk line fabric marking pen. You could also use a pencil, marking pencil that is a different color than your background, that'll stand out from your background. It's important not to use a friction pen here because we will be ironing between sewing, and when you iron, that friction pen line isn't going to be so visible anymore and you'll be super bummed. So don't use a friction pen. You want to use a fabric marking pen that is not heat erasable. On each of our star points, we're just going to line up the correct line. So mine are 2.5 inch finished, 3 inch squares, 2 inch strips. And we're just going to mark a line on both sides. For this one, you will really notice that this point doesn't come all the way up to the corner, and that's done on purpose. The finished star, the points won't come all the way out to the very edge of the block. So that way, if you have to do any kind of squaring up on your block, you won't lose those points. They don't get trimmed off in the process. So that makes this a really great beginner-friendly star. So I'm going to keep going, drawing my lines right here. Once you have your lines drawn on your 4 background pieces that are going to have your star points, and you can see that's where your star points are going to be, now it's time to sew. Sewing is very simple. You're just going to take your strip, take your star point, and you're going to put them right sides together. So I've drawn this line on the back of my square, and I'm going to place my star point. So I have my square, I'm placing it on my strip, and I'm going to place it about a 1/4 inch away from the edge. So this line right here is about a 1/4 inch away from the strip. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's going to be okay. And that is what is going to end up making my star point right there. So we'll go ahead and sew this. You just add on another star point. And we'll keep sewing all down the strip until we have all 4 on there. Now we have our 4 star points on our strip, and so we're going to press our strip over, just like this, and that'll add our star points onto our squares before we trim them off. So we just press. And the other ones as well. Just press. Let me prep you a ruler real quick to be able to trim these up. There we go. Now we have one side of all of our star points on, and we can trim these up. The easiest way to trim them is from the back. Just line up our ruler. we're going to do the exact, we have all our little star points, and we're going to do the exact same thing, adding the strip to the other side just to make the star points on the other side. So there we go, we've done the same thing to stitch these onto the other side, and now we are going to press these over. I'm going to stop you because this camera stopped recording and I want to make sure that we catch everything. So I'm going to stop you and we'll catch back up in a second. We have our 4 star points. Our 4 corners. Alright, my middle must have flown off the table, so we will reshoot this little second right here. So now we have all the pieces to put our star block together. Let's take a look. We have our 4 background pieces, which are our corners. We have our center, which could also be a background piece if we wanted. And we have our 4 corners, or 4 sides, with our star points. So now all that's left is to sew this together like a regular 9 patch. We're going to stitch these together to make the top row, stitch these together to make the middle row, stitch these together to make the bottom row, and then stitch our 3 rows together. Each time you press, you want to just go ahead and press towards the background, press towards the middle, press towards the background, so you're pressing away from your star points to reduce down the bulk. And then when you stitch it all together, you can just press the seams all in one direction. Easy peasy. Wasn't that so fun and easy? The Strippy Stars tool really does make really fun, really simple stars in just about any size. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave those down below, and make sure you subscribe to the Stitchin Heaven YouTube channel. We have lots more quilting videos coming your way. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.